right, Yote fans, welcome back to Week 12 of the Steel Show. A little bit different this week. We're going to move right on to the playoffs. A huge game this week, obviously. Get out to Simplot Stadium. The buzz around the game is huge. I've already personally been asked for, I think, 15 or 16 tickets from family and friends. So there's just a lot of energy around this park. So first I want to ask you, Coach, what was it feeling like of seeing your team on the selection show and being able to finally, finalize it that your team's in the playoffs and in the bracket?
Well, it was awesome, to be honest with you, and but lots of thoughts. It's what we've been shooting for a long time, and just so many people played roles in it. From the very beginning. I think it's clear that the College of Idaho did it right in the way they did. Whether it's this facility that we're in here, or the stadium and the surface and the scoreboard and everything surrounding. The administrative support has been great. The early years teams were still a super soft spot in my heart for those guys, the sacrifice that they made. But we were always working towards something great and
always planning to win.
And we always thought that, and I think you guys felt it and believed that. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't go so far as to say that you were the sacrificial lambs, but you knew you had a role in the building of the program, and we tried to make that clear that that's so important. You can't get to where you want to be unless you have guys willing to do the dirty work, so to speak. And so that was very satisfying. I hope all the Yotes out there from the recent years, the recent alums are proud. I know the older alums are very proud to see it and getting to this point. So it was great.
Absolutely.
It was great. A very well done show, I should say, by the NAIA and the Facebook Live thing. The feed was great, and
great atmosphere, Stuart.
Yeah, great atmosphere. It was just it's fun. So it really is satisfying. But really, that's just a hurdle to get over, and it's on to the competition, which is another fantastic thing.
Yeah, yes, sir. So on to the competition. You've had a chance to watch Ottawa for a couple days now. What jumps out at you about their team, just right off the bat?
Yeah, it's so hard, first of all, to play a first-time opponent. Whether you got 10 games of film or 20 games of film, it's just hard to tell. And but they look very, very good. With the teams in your own conference, you've played them already, so at least you know some of the guys. So there's all sorts of relative comparisons. But against these guys, there is none. But they are fast. They fly around on both sides of the ball. They got a great vertical passing game. They run the ball in more of a spread out thing, but they are a little bit more fullback oriented, and he's a good player, as you were talking earlier. So they're very dangerous. The amount of yards they're putting up is unbelievable, and has our attention. Put it that way. We've got to find some way to stop them and get our defense off the field and
sustain drive.
So it'll all work together. I think it feels like a little bit like playing Southern Oregon with their speed, and yet scheme-wise they're not quite like Southern Oregon, but on defense they're very multiple, also move around a lot, and they're tough. They're a handful on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. So and you touched on a few things, but structurally, offense and defense-wise, so the fans kind of know. Talk a little bit about their run game style and kind of what you've seen from the defense as well.
They're kind of a zone ISO team. It appears
similar to ours a little bit.
They're pistol.
Yep.
And but they aren't really doing zone read type stuff with the quarterback. Yep. But they want to throw the ball. They run the ball very well, and that only makes it more and more difficult to guard the pass. So that's what they're trying to do. They got some big guys at receiver who can run, and they're scary.
Yeah,
they
quarterback's going for 3,400 yards.
Yeah, that's a lot of yards, as you know. So that's well over 300 yards a game, and so they're formidable. They really are. They know what they're doing on offense.
Yes, sir. And then kind of lastly, just touching on playoff football is different, and I just what's different about it, and in your experience, whether it's at UC Davis or NFL, and all the years that you've been a part of football, and what does it take to win under these kind of circumstances?
Well, you have to have great focus, and sometimes that's the difficult thing. It's a long season. It's been a tough season, and I think what's been good for us, it was great having our last two games at home. I think we're relatively healthy.
Yep.
I mean, we've had a couple terrible situations, flukish things with Hunter Juarez on a Friday walkthrough or jog through, and so that's never easy, you know, when he breaks a foot, and that's a tough one. And a tough one, Dom Garzoli the week before, James Roy a few weeks before. But we're dinged up. It's a long season. The Frontier Conference is tough. We did sit 4 or 5 guys, not because we wanted to rest them against Montana State Northern, but they couldn't go. And so I think that's kind of happened every year. You remember we'd get to the end of the season and 4 or 5 guys wouldn't have been able to, key guys wouldn't have been able to go in each of the previous 2 seasons. So you got to be lucky a little bit. You got to get healthy, and we've worked hard on that, and so we're okay in that regard. So I
and
feel
everyone's
good
probably
about
banged
that.
up a little bit.
Everybody, sure. That's just part of the game.
Yep.
So your backup's got to be ready.
Yep.
You have to get a lot out of your, you know. We've said before, we've talked about that, you know, it's not the first 22 guys of starters on offense and defense that you're going to win big with. Sometimes it's the next 20 guys that come in and have to make an impact, have to, you know, excel in their role. So that's all important. But you got to make plays, you know, you got to find a way to score and keep them from scoring, which is going to be turnovers, big plays, big tackles, open field tackles. A team like this, we have to tackle well in the open field. Third down's always critical. So it's all the cliche sort of things. But I would say we just have to be sharp. That's been our emphasis from day one. To have this opportunity in the playoffs, you know, my hope and our work and our energy is towards just being sharp in what we do. And I think if we can do that, then we at least have a chance to stay in the game. And this reminds me of games early on where we were just trying to stay close. You know, we've played well in the second half this year. We need to find a way to stay close to this explosive team from Ottawa. And then who knows what happens in the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be a great game.
Yes, sir.
And I hope the stands are packed.
Yeah.
We need all the Yote fans out.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring it. You know, it's been great this year. Obviously, we're finishing in the top 3 in the country in attendance, and hopefully we can add to that this week. But we need you guys out this week. This is as big of a game as you'll ever see in small college football. C of I, we have as good an atmosphere as you'll find. It's been great to see the recruits that are coming into C of I and their families talking about how amazing the tailgate setup is. So get out to Simplot Stadium at noon on Saturday. We need you guys out there. Let's get the place packed, make a rowdy atmosphere, and watch these guys get a win and get on to the quarterfinals. So, Coach, appreciate your time, sir.
Thanks, Broch.
Thank you. All right, sitting down with senior receiver for the Yotes, Connor Richardson. He's working on a big season as well as the Yotes as a team. So, you know, first I want to just ask you, I like to ask a lot of the guys what your experience has been at C of I, you know, football-wise, academically, kind of anything you want to talk about there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I love being here. It's been a ride for sure. It's definitely been a long haul. But no, nothing but great memories. Just every day getting out there with the boys and going to work and just building this program to where we have. You know, this is my 4th year here in football, and kind of struggled in the beginning of the year, kind of building that process up. But no, just to see where we're here right now in playoffs, 10-0 conference champs is huge. And
Yeah.
It's great.
Absolutely. So, you know, moving on to Ottawa, you've gotten a chance to look at them on film a couple times now. You know, what do you think of their defense? What stands out to you?
Just defensively, I think overall, as we talked about, receiver-wise, is they got a lot of speed in the secondary.
Yeah.
And is something like we're looking forward to as a matchup. You know, it's exciting. It's playoff football. You know, everybody's good. But no, it looks like they got a lot of speed back there, and we're excited to prepare and keep watching, keep breaking down each member in the secondary, and just can't wait to get after it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then last question, just kind of, I like to also ask guys, you know, what do you want the legacy of the 2019 team to be when fans think about this season and obviously all the success? What do you want the fans to really remember you guys as?
I think just, you know, kind of a gritty team.
Yep.
Just, you know, guys that love big team guys, not individual guys out there just trying to for themselves. I think we've really changed the culture around this season. Just every guy, you know, working hard for their brothers and just really trying to put it together, and we're just all about the win. So I think as far as legacy-wise, just we like to want people to think of us as those gritty, hard workers, team guys that just do everything they can to get the win no matter what.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, all right, we'll tune in this Saturday, guys. Watch number 14 here. Have a big day against Ottawa, and thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, sitting down here with number 47, senior linebacker Forrest Rivers. Kind of similar to Connor, man. First, I want to just ask you what your experience has been like at C of I. Obviously, you've been on the field since your freshman year, and it's been a long road for you. So what's your experience been?
Yeah, man, my experience has been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, coming in freshman year, I really didn't expect to, make that big of an impact that I did since freshman year, and I've just been trying to improve it
Grow every year.
Grow it every year. So I can't really complain. I've been really blessed just to be here, so I'm just happy, man.
Love it. So, and also similar to Connor, you got a chance to look at the Ottawa offense.
Right.
What jumps out to you so far? What do you think about what you've seen?
Honestly, they seem like a pretty good team. They have big dudes. They have a lot of big dudes out there. So they have a big running back, number 7. I don't really know his name, but
He gets you the
he's
whole
a
hard
force.
though.
Yeah, he's gonna be a force for us. We're definitely gonna have to wrap him up, make sure that we get that man to the ground. The quarterback, he gets the ball out to the receivers. He's more of he looks like more of like a pocket passer, but he also has a little bit of speed from what I've seen like on film. So it's definitely gonna be interesting how they're gonna try to kind of play against us, because looking at the teams that they've played, that I felt like they haven't played like a team, like defense like us.
Absolutely.
More like established defense.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And so, my last question I want to ask you, it's expected to be a huge crowd on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
I myself have been asked for about 15 tickets just from, family members and friends. So, what is it like to play at Simplot Stadium on a Saturday and when the crowd really gets going?
Shoot, man. Honestly, it's a crazy feeling. It's a crazy feeling because you can just hear the crowd behind you, and they're just going crazy, and it just gives you more energy. Like the crowd just builds you up even more. It's just, I feel like it's amazing.
Yeah, best atmosphere in the NAIA, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So
100%.
look for this guy to have a big day on Saturday, guys. Thanks for your time for us. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.